Here comes the money. You're now listening to the Gambling with Gold podcast with Jason Gold. Presented by Champions Round.
Welcome back to Gambling with Gold. My name is Jason Gold, and as always, I am joined by my buddy from the Action Network, Dan Titus. Dan, how we doing this Friday?
What up, man? It's going well. The Thursday game's a fucking snooze fest, but other than that, it's been great.
Yeah, little recording thing. I said Friday. It's actually Thursday night. So some exciting stuff with Champions Round before we get to our Week 11 best bets. We are giving away an Ezekiel Elliott jersey. All you have to do is go to our link in our Instagram page and type in Feed Zeke. We'll be giving that away over the weekend. We have two massive 7 stakes contests that are going on right now. One for the Buffalo Indy game. We are giving away a Josh Allen, Tre'Davious White, and Lenny Moore signed jersey. And then for Monday Night Football, we are giving away a Rob Gronkowski, Sterling Shepard, and Kenny G jersey. So go to Champions Round app and enter those contests right now while they're still open. We're getting pretty close to closing those. Sunday Night Football, we are also giving away a Chase Claypool, Joey Bosa, Derwin James, and Deontay Johnson signed jerseys. So go ahead and follow us on Instagram for more information on that giveaway. That is all the business that we have this week. So let's get to what we were here for. Some gross bets, some winning bets. Week 11. Let's fire them away, Dan. What do you got for your number one pick this week?
Yeah, my first one's not too gross. We're gonna stick with my man Killer Cam here. I like the way Carolina looked last week. Washington, we talked about it on Tuesday. They're going to be missing Chase Young and some other players that it's really going to be tough for them, I think, going on the road to Carolina. So give me all the Cam Newton stocks, man. I'm taking Carolina -3 versus the Washington football team.
Don't hate that pick. Currently 49% of the bets, 53% of the money on Carolina. I like them at 3. 3.5 gets a little dicey given how low the total in this game is. Actually, I was going to talk about this a little bit later, but now that you brought it up, I might as well talk about it. One of my favorite bets for the week, Washington, Carolina, under 43.5. I think that coming off of this win versus Tampa Bay, I think that this Carolina defense can absolutely shut down the Washington offense. Washington only has one real receiver, Scary Terry. They lock him up. I don't care that Antonio Gibson looked good last week. I think you're right on the money here that Carolina's defense can totally control this game. Cam doesn't even have to be that great, and they can get this one done.
Yeah, man. I think that this is a good spot for the Carolina Panthers. Anything that's not Sam Darnold behind at quarterback, I think is a plus. We're going to see this Carolina defense. They're really good stopping the run. So, Antonio Gibson did have a good day against one of the best run defenses in Tampa Bay last week, but I think it's going to be a little bit tougher in this one.
All right. My number one pick of Week 11, New Orleans +1.5 against your Dirty Birds. I cannot deal with it. I need to bet on New Orleans. So the last 2 weeks, basically my best bets of the week, Atlanta 2 weeks ago, New Orleans last week somehow got in the back door against Tennessee. I have a little bit of a hot streak going riding the Saints or riding against the Saints. So I'm going to take it for the third week in a row. I think that there is no chance as a dog here that they lose their third straight game. I think this is a bad situation for the Birds. The Birds have been trying to run the ball, trying to establish the run. Well, now you're going up against the number one rushing defense in the NFL. I think that's going to really stifle what Jalen Hurts wants to do with the ball. I do not think they're going to have a ton of success throwing the ball down the field. I think the Saints can do enough on offense to get this done versus a Birds defense that has had some issues, some struggles. I know that they had a big win last week and the Saints lost. Perfect time to fade both. And the thing that really put me over the top here, Sean Payton as an underdog in his career with the Saints. 14 times as a dog, 11-3 on the money line. Give me the Saints as my number one pick.
Damn, we on the opposing sides on this one. I'm riding with the Bird Gang. This is going to be my number 2 pick. Them Bird Gang -1.5. I think that this is going to be Birds, man. This is all in the back of Trevor Siemian yet again. Looks like Alvin Kamara is looking like he's going to be doubtful. I really like this Eagles secondary against Trevor Siemian. They're only letting up 233 yards per game. That's not going to be enough to get by the Bird Gang here at home. So I think the Birds keep flying high. Give me the Eagles.
You think Kamara's trending towards doubtful?
That's what I read earlier today.
So that would I would still be on New Orleans. It probably wouldn't be my number one. I was working under the assumption that Kamara would play. It seemed like he was practicing, or at least on the practice field. So we'll see about that one. But if Kamara's out, I will move them down to my number 2. My number 1 then would be Indianapolis at +7 or at +7.5 here. Very, very interesting game here. So Buffalo obviously dominated last week, but Indy's a bad matchup for them. I do not think that they're going to be able to have as much success through the air as you would think. I think the weather is going to play a big factor here. I love the under 50.5. I love the under 24.5 first half. I think that the Indianapolis Colts are going to run the crap out of the ball against this Buffalo defense, keep it out of the air, shorten the game. I do not know if they can win this game on the money line, but I do think that covering 7 or 7.5 is very likely. So give me Indianapolis +7 or +7.5 as my number 2 pick of the week. What do you think?
I'm not mad at the Colts at all, man, because I think that the Colts, this is the spot. I mean, I feel like Buffalo's had their way with a lot of teams. They've been blowing teams out by a wide margin, but this defense is really good. And we've seen that the Bills have inconsistencies in their run game. Josh Allen's, I mean, while he's the favorite right now for MVP, mainly because of their record, he hasn't really gotten Stephon Diggs involved until last week. So this is going to be a good Indianapolis Colts team that I think has been riding really well on their defense. So I think we're going to see this closer than 7.5 points. So I like that a lot.
All right. What's your number 3 pick of week 11?
Number 3 pick, man. I switched my spot here. I think I went gross and went to Detroit Lions on Tuesday, 10.5. But I went and grabbed the Cleveland Browns at 10.5 because honestly, I don't know what the hell is going on with the Detroit Lions right now. Jared Goff, as bad as he was, is now going to be potentially replaced by David Blau, who I have no idea who the hell that guy is. So at this point, I feel like Cleveland's going to be in a good place to face a really bad team that can't seem to get right, even though they managed to tie the Steelers. The Cleveland Browns offense is way more. I shouldn't say way more. We know Baker's been going through it too. He's sitting here making public complaints about how hurt he is. But I still feel like this is a good spot for a run team like the Cleveland Browns to just demolish the Detroit Lions. We've seen how much incompetence comes from Detroit. So I feel like Cleveland's going to blow them out here.
I am also on the Cleveland Browns. It is not one of my top 5 picks, but I certainly lean that way, and I will probably bet it by the time that we come to Sunday. I agree with you. We talked about Detroit on Tuesday. Like, oh, well, that's a gross pick. We definitely like that side. The more that I see Goff being potentially out this game,
the
more that I think about it, the more that I think about Cleveland coming off the spot last week. Like, this game could have been 13.5 or 14 if it weren't for the game last week against the Patriots. And as we see on Thursday night, what the Patriots are doing, this Patriots defense is just absolutely incredible right now. So I'm with you on the Browns. I can't quite get to the top 5, but yeah, I definitely like it. All right, my number 3 pick of the week. We're getting to the gross spots, baby. That's what we do best. Houston +11. Why not? Let's take the team. Let's fade the team that has won 5 straight, 8-2. Best team in the AFC. One of the best teams in the NFL. This has to be the sleepiest spot of the year. You have the worst team in the NFL, maybe outside of Detroit, coming into town. You've won 5 straight. You're riding high. You think you're the shit. We've seen the last 2 weeks. This offense for Tennessee is doing absolutely nothing. They're really, really in a terrible place with no Julio. They got no Derrick Henry. The offensive line is actually held up okay. But I'm not believing in AP or Dante Foreman or whoever the hell else you want to throw back there, McNichols. I don't think that A.J. Brown's going to have a ton of success in this game. And I think that Houston's going to keep it close. I think that Ty God can do a couple things. Keep this one close. Give me +11. Let's get super gross. You want to get even super grosser? Houston money line, baby. Houston money line. Let's do it.
How did I know you were going there?
You got to do it.
I can't get that close to it, but I will go with the 10.5 with the Houston Texans here. It's really just about eventually it's got to come to fruition where the Titans are going to have a letdown spot. We saw Tyrod Taylor in his debut not play particularly well coming back from injury. I think that this is another week where the Houston Texans coming off of a bye week are going to surprise, potentially shock the world if they're a growth. But yeah, man, I like the spot, man. I think this is where the Titans are going to actually stumble a little bit. Their offense hasn't been that great. We talked about that on Tuesday. They have a revolving door at running back, no consistency at the wide receiver position. Julio Jones is still on IL. Tannehill is really just throwing to A.J. Brown. He's still a little bit hobbled, battling mental issues. So, yeah, I just can't get back this Tennessee offense enough to give them 10 points. So, yeah, give me the Houston Texans here.
Love it. All right, what's your number 4 pick of the week?
Number 4 pick, man, I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys plus 2.5 against the Kansas City Chiefs. I just think that the Dallas Cowboys are a better team, man. I think they're going to win this game outright. At this point, we've seen the Chiefs defense is not where it needs to be against an explosive offense like Dallas that just got another weapon back in Michael Gallup. This team is rolling, and I think after what they just did to the Falcons, I think that's just a glimmer of what the Chiefs are going to face here. Now, the over is set at 56. We talked about on Tuesday. That still seems a little bit high for me. I feel like we might see a little bit more defense than we have in the past, but yeah, I'm banking on the Cowboys here to continue rolling here. I don't think that the Kansas City Chiefs are a very good football team. They're a good offense, but offense is the game is built more beyond the offense. So yeah, give me the Cowboys here.
All right, so a couple things on this game. KC Dallas under 56.5 was one of my best totals of the week. I've already bet that. Under first half also 27.5. I'm going to bet that as well. So we talked about on the Tuesday show, Dallas plus 2.5. I like that number. And your boys, Chris Raybon, they convinced me a little bit to go on Kansas City here. And I'm buying it a little bit. I'll talk about this in a little bit when we get to my 5th pick. It's not Kansas City, but it's within the conversation. So 44% of the bets, 65% of the money on KC minus 2.5. Their defense, while still terrible, is not 32nd in the league now. It is now like 22nd, which
yeah, they're moving up some spots.
If this offense is right, you can live all day with 22nd ranked defense, especially if they're not turning the ball over. So that gives me some confidence. Dallas is one of these teams, kind of like Green Bay. We'll talk about them in a little bit. They've just been insane against the spread. They're going to come back down to earth. The stuff always regresses to the mean. Kansas City, meanwhile, has been terrible against the spread. I definitely see the case for the Cowboys, given their running game against Kansas City's weak rushing defense. Like my boosted player on Champions Round this week is Ezekiel Elliott. I think he's going to have an absolutely massive game. So I definitely get the point. If they keep the ball away from Kansas City, I get it. I'm leaning towards Kansas City, though. Your guys kind of got me. They're all in my head. So
they convinced you as well.
They convinced me. All right. My number 4 pick of the week, Monday Night Football. You know what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to bet on Daniel Jones on the road as an underdog.
We weren't doing
this.
We weren't doing this.
Nope. I am betting on Tom Brady minus 10.5 after 2 straight losses. I think this is an absolute smash get right spot. I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be able to do anything against this defense. I don't care if Saquon's back at all. I think the Buccaneers are going to absolutely destroy in this game. Let's go 41-14 Tampa Bay. I think is an absolute murder show for this Buccaneers offense. Don't get Tom Brady angry, especially against the Giants, a team that he absolutely hates. I think Monday Night Football, they just come out swinging early.
Hey, we talked about it, man. The goat's pissed off. It's a bad spot to be, man. I don't want to be them. I don't want to be the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants this week. They just don't have anybody healthy yet either. Their offensive line is trash. We've talked about that at length. And they don't really have Daniel Jones doesn't have many weapons. I don't care if what his spread is or what his record is on the road as a dog. This isn't going to be pretty. So yeah, I'm taking Tampa Bay.
All right, and the last point on here: 46% of the bets and 83% of the money moving towards Tampa Bay, especially as a big favorite. All the alerts are going off in my head. This is what you're supposed to do. So I am absolutely going to be on Tampa Bay. All right, let's go to your 5th pick of Week 11.
Yeah, 5th pick. It's looking like it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens minus 4.5 against the Chicago Bears. This is what I'm banking on, the poor performance against the blanked out on Thursday night.
Against Miami. Yeah,
against Miami, where the Ravens look like shit. So I think that, they've had another week to kind of get right. They had a little bit more time off. We didn't see Lamar Jackson look very good in that Thursday spot. He was getting blitzed, didn't really read the coverage well enough. They didn't really move the ball particularly well, and their defense really didn't hold it down as much as they should have. So going up against Justin Fields, I think that this is a good get-right spot despite being on the road. This defense has pretty much held it down for most of the season. They've won close games, 4.5 points. while I would love to get it a little bit lower than that, I think, they're going to win this game by more than I think they could probably get it to at least 7. This team Chicago just hasn't proven enough offensively to be able to put points on the board. So I lean towards the under, and I think, Lamar Jackson's going to have one of those bounce back games where we question why we even doubted him as being a potential MVP candidate. So yeah, give me the Ravens here.
All right. The over under in this game, I don't even see it on the board right now. Oh yeah, I do. 44.5. All right. So we'll take the under there. I don't hate that. So the Lamar thing is interesting that he's missed the last 2 days of practice, non-COVID related illness. My anticipation would be that he's going to play. Tough dude. We've seen him come back and battle illness before and come back and play, especially in that epic, Thursday night or Sunday night or Monday night game against the Browns. Had to go to the bathroom, get some stuff out of him, but he came back, running back, got a great cover for us.
And make a deposit real quick.
Yeah. So I think that he'll play. I do like that the line moved down 2 points. I assume it's based on this news that he's not practicing. Huge benefit to get through the 6 in this game. I could definitely see the Ravens. Sometimes they just beat up on bad teams. It seems like a spot that this is definitely possible. I don't necessarily trust what Chicago's got going on right now. Like we talked about on the Tuesday show, the Ravens defense is giving up a lot of yards per play, 6.2. So that's a little worrisome, but this isn't exactly, the Kansas City Chiefs offense here. So I think that they got a shot. I don't hate the 4.5. I definitely lean that direction if Lamar is healthy and a full go. All right, my 5th pick of week 11. This is what I was talking about. I'm down to 4 here, and I kind of want to play a little roulette with you, and you can help me make my 5th selection. So Vegas +1 against Cincinnati. I love the over in that game, by the way, over 50.
Yeah, I do too.
Case for the Raiders. Had 2 straight bad weeks, but this is a defense that I think they're going to be able to take advantage of. Also, the Raiders' defensive line, outside of last week, has been absolutely spectacular this season. And that Bengals offensive line is poo-poo. Very, very bad. So I think that the Raiders' defense can get home against Joe Burrow and company. I think they're going to force some turnovers. I think that the Raiders can get back and get a big win at home this week. 36% of the bets, 47% of the money on the Raiders in that one. We talked about Kansas City. They're in line for my 5th pick, potentially. My other 2, Minnesota, currently +1.5. I love this as a teaser piece. Currently 33% of the bets, 51% of the money on the Vikings, and Seattle +2.5. This is a full bet on Kyler not playing or not being right. 44% of the bets, 71% of the money on Seattle. I also love this as a teaser piece, and my favorite teaser of the week is Minnesota and Seattle paired together. So of those 4, which one stands out to you? I know you're not picking Kansas City. What about the other 3?
I also don't really like the Raiders here too, man. I just there's still a lot going there.
So that means you're picking Seattle because we talked about on Tuesday. You don't like we couldn't quite get to Minnesota.
It's I know I was worried about it's kind of the same Tyrod theory here. Like coming off of injury, they just look so bad. And granted, the Green Bay defense is completely different than what Tyrod was facing. But yeah, I lean towards Russ here. Like, let me take Seattle +2.5 here because we still don't know that Kyler is all the way right. He said he's closer to playing. Closer is better than nothing. But we have seen that their offense minus last game, Colt McCoy was at least functional. But D-Hop's still not playing. They've had some injuries on their defensive side of the ball. At home against, I can't bet against Russ here. This is the Russ spot. So give me Russ +2.5, man. I think that this is the one that, I think this is the one that he's going to get. I think you got to go with the dog here. So fuck it. Let's go. Home dog.
Lock it in. My 5th pick of the week is Seattle +2.5. All right, let's run through the other games that we haven't talked about yet. Miami -3 at the Jets. Joe Flacco starting for the Jets. Can't believe I'm saying that in 2021. Miami looks like they're going to be at full strength with Tua playing. Over under 44.5. I really like the over 44.5 in this game. I think there's going to be more points than you would expect. I expect Miami to dominate this one, which is a little scary. But I can't trust Joe Flacco in 2021. So give me Miami -3.
Yeah, I think Myles Gaskin's probably going to have a pretty good day. The Jets defense has been surrendering so many receptions and yards in general to opposing running backs. So yeah, I think it's going to be a big day for Tua as well. Yeah, I can't get behind originally on Tuesday when we talked about this game, I was on the Jets to potentially cover with Mike White, but now that he's not starting, we're back to Joe Flacco. Disgustingly gross, yuck. I don't even I have no idea what to expect out of him. Even that game total kind of scares me a little bit. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Miami put up at least 30 points, but I just have no idea what I can account for the New York Jets here. So yeah, I'm gonna take Miami -3.
All right, next game we haven't talked about: San Francisco -6.5 at the Jacksonville Jaguars, over under 45. Again, I'm rolling with the over here, which is not what I'm supposed to do. But yeah, give me the over 45. You're supposed to bet Jacksonville +6.5 in this situation. Like all the sharp indicators say that you're supposed to do that. But yeah, I'm not going to do. Oh, the thing about the over: 44% of tickets, 99% of the money is on the over in this game per Action Network. So maybe I'm supposed to bet all of my money on that.
I mean, are we going to see Trevor Lawrence just start slinging it over a San Francisco defense that just shut down the Los Angeles Rams? Like, I guess you could consider it a letdown spot for both teams in some degree, right? Like the Niners are traveling cross country for a 10 o'clock game after a really strong victory
on
a short week. Yeah. So like, I feel like it is stacking against the Niners here. And then also you have Elijah Mitchell. He may not play. He had surgery earlier in the week for his finger. So we could see a lot of Jeff Wilson Jr. and potentially Trey Sermon somehow, but probably not. Probably like 35 carries for Jeff Wilson. But
yep.
6 points to stay away from me. But if I had a gun in my head, man, I think I'm gonna roll with the Jaguars. Gross, but
thanks.
I think it makes sense.
Should make this our lock of the week. This is pretty fucking gross.
It's pretty gross, man. Like, but I see the edge there. Like with the travel schedule, that's a tough game for San Francisco to just wake up and play and cover the points for even as bad as the Jaguars have been.
Yeah, we talk about it in the NBA. Sometimes there's schedule losses.
Yeah.
Playing on a short week, having to travel across the country at a 10 a.m. game, it's maybe not a scheduled loss, but it's definitely a schedule. Oh shit, we're behind by 10 points in the first half. We got to get our ass in gear.
You got to wake up for that game, man. That's an early one. So yeah.
And how do you get up for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
It's like you're not motivated by the other side of the ball. It's like, yo, yeah. I'm gonna kill these dudes. They be talking shit like that. Oh, Jackson ain't talking no shit. Like they're just trying to get out for Sunday.
Just like playing the third game in 4 nights on a back-to-back in Detroit. Why the hell do you want to do that? Sounds terrible. All right. Last game that we have not talked about: Steelers +5.5 at the Chargers, over under 47. Definitely leaning towards the under here. Definitely seems like a good underplay. We don't know what the status of Ben Roethlisberger is going to be for this game. We do know that it looks like Joey Bosa is probably going to be out unless he has 2 negative tests Saturday night and Sunday morning. Minka Fitzpatrick probably out. A lot of issues on both sides of the ball. It doesn't prohibit me from betting the under, though. Chargers -5.5. Leaning that way, but I mean, Tomlin as an underdog, that's a scary spot to be in, especially since the Chargers have not been playing well.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning with you, man. I'm just going to take the under in this game and stay away from the spread because there's too much unknowns with that Steeler defense. The Chargers haven't been playing their best football as of late. So, while I expect them to be, putting points on the board here, just by the sheer fact that you're missing like a Minka Fitzpatrick, Joey, obviously TJ Watt's going to be missing time too. So, yeah, I just don't. I feel like I want to bet on Herbert a lot right now, but I'm gonna stay away from that and take the under.
All right. Good stuff. You got any last second player props or any other bets you want to talk about?
No, I think that covers it, man. I'm going to get back to the lab and see if I can cook up some player props for this weekend. So yeah, man, week 11, it's crazy how quickly this thing came by, but we're in it. And yeah, hopefully this weekend's going to be a lot better than what we saw on Thursday night.
Oh, Thursday night was really, 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 really gross. Can't say really enough. It was absolutely disgusting. As we're recording, Atlanta still has 0 points. It is late in the fourth quarter. So good times. Hot start to week 11. Hopefully Sunday is a lot more profitable and exciting for everybody involved. Everybody, good luck with all your fantasy teams. Good luck with all of your bets. Remember to go to the Champions Round app, enter those 7 stakes contests, enter for that Zeke jersey, enter for all the Sunday Night Football giveaways. Until week 12, Dan, good luck on all the bets, and we will talk to you soon.